Welcome to the I in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It's the SFL quarterfinal matchup between the Florida Storm and the Vancouver Legion. Only the second ever playoff meeting between these two ball clubs. Vancouver coming off a win in a wild card round a week ago versus Tulsa, 34-14. Alongside statisticians Ron Haynes and Justin Reside, I'm Colin Northrop. Joining me is Rick Northrop.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Florida. Storm warnings are up, and the playoff edition Rick Maynard is in the house.
These two teams have a history of playing a lot of ball games, and the last two have been decided by combined 5 points, with the most recent being a 3-point overtime win by the Florida Storm a season ago. We'll get the toss of the coin here first. And it is tails.
Florida will get the ball.
And Vancouver wearing their all-white uniforms will kick off. First chance to win is the kicker for the Vancouver Legion. He also doubles as the punter. It's playoff football, everybody. We're underway.
Let's go.
Kickoff deep. Coming out of the end zone is Art Vandelay up the middle, and Vandelay with a nice spin move up to the 25, and Hall of Famer Ron Cochran in his 14th SFL season leads the Florida team onto the field. His backs include Charlie Bullet Beletsky and fullback Chris Komazak. Wide receivers, in addition to Vandelay, include Caleb Giffis, Stephen Bush, Bobby Tarantino. Tight ends are Nate LeMay and Ron Haynes. We'll get to the offensive linemen after this play. It's 3 wide out picture. Vandelay, the man who just returned the kick, motions to the bottom to make it a trip set. Turn give to Beletsky, and he will fall forward for 7 on first down.
Surfs his way to an extra yard there. Who else we got on the offensive side of the ball, Colin?
Offensive line tackle William Davidson, first year with the Storm, number 59. Joseph Wade and Greg McDonaldson are the guards. We'll introduce you to the Vancouver defense in just a moment. This is 2nd and 3. Give off to Komazak, lined up at the halfback spot. Only manages to gain a yard before Zach Lay brings him down.
Yeah, running out of that power eye, Colin, and it looked like there might have been a cut. I'm not sure he had good vision on that play. Just needed an extra yard or two to pick up the first down. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Now they split out a single receiver to the bottom of your screen. Cochran under center, 2 tight ends. He'll throw, and the left-handed quarterback arches a pass for a first down past the 40-yard line. Catching it is Ron Haynes.
There's a nice pickup there, and more than the 2 yards they need. Maybe surprise Vancouver a little bit, and just an excellent throw. Runs the pattern, turns the ball is almost on him. Just a well-timed play, Colin.
For Vancouver up front, Lindsey Thurman and Bobo Cadell are defensive ends, along with number 77 Achilles Papatonis. Gerald Giudicelli and Michael Rui are the defensive tackles. Josh Farnsey, DJ Woods, and Marquise Reed are the linebackers. Emmanuel Blackman, Mike Lester, Zach Lay, Will Stern are the corners as Cochran goes down in a heap. Week number 68, Gerald Giudicelli on the sack.
And the D-line sort of blows up the blocking scheme there for the Storm. You watch this as a designed three-step drop, and he sees this thing's breaking down, tries to drop back more, not enough. Down he goes.
Lost to 6 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 16. Mark Lopez is the free safety. Drew Hamilton and J.J. Whitfield are the strong safety. Cochran back to throw. Has to move around the pocket. Fires way down the field and over the head of everybody. Incomplete. He was looking for Haynes, but a bit too long.
Yeah, going for a home run ball there on 2nd and 16. You can argue, he makes that play. It's a good call, but maybe just trying to chunk out or take some chips off the table and make 3rd down a little closer.
3rd and 16. Giffus in motion. Now it's a 2-by-2 look. Cochran back to throw again. Throws, and it's up in the air, incomplete. Giffus tried to go up and get it, Rick, but ultimately unsuccessful, and Marcus Agrippa will come on for the punt.
Yeah, Cochran didn't really have a lot of good options. Tried to throw it where it wouldn't be picked or interfered with, hoping he'd go up and the receiver would go up and get it. Just unable to make the connection there. Good defense by Vancouver.
Agrippa, an 8-time All-Star, most recently in season 21, gets it away and being tackled at the 26-yard line is where the Legion will begin. This series of plays, J.J. Bailey down there on special teams. Let's introduce you to the Vancouver attack. Christian Brown is the quarterback, number 4. Halfbacks are Robert Redford, a Hall of Famer, who scored his first touchdown all year last week in a big win over Tulsa. Suda Nakai is the other back, number 44. Sawyer Stern and Mateo Privado are the fullbacks. It's the wide receivers up to display, which will see Christian Brown throw, and he'll try to find one of those wide receivers, but it's broken up, incomplete. Ryan Davidson says, no, sir.
It's another good secondary play there, Colin. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Nick Lockett, Kristen Siri, and the 14th-season veteran Brett Killian, number 12, along with Kendra Wells and Zora Lunar are the wide receivers. Cables, McGill, and Stephen McMichaels are the tight ends. Tackles on the offensive line are Mike Cloverson and Rylan Caudell. Gregory Wynell is the guard, and Brunner Graham is the center as the Legion pick up a first down here as McMichaels, the tight end, hauls that in and makes it look easy.
Yeah, and Christian Brown, under a little bit of pressure, stays calm and finds McMichaels for a nice catch.
Second year with the Legion, 8th year overall in the league. Everyone who knows him says he's a good human being, so nice to see him be successful here.
Indeed.
We'll get to the Florida defense after this play, which is going to be a pitch out play to the left side. Mateo Privado only manages to pick up one before one of those players, Jesus Smith, number 50, brings him down.
The left side of that Storm defensive line holds strong there. They don't allow themselves to get blocked down or sealed off. They're right there to stymie that attempt. Stymie, there's your first vocabulary word of the day.
Back to throw. Brown. Dump underneath to Redford, falling backwards to set up a 3rd and 4. Up front for Florida, Deontay Stoneville and Alessandro Tolmelo are the defensive ends. The Hall of Famer Alex Dominguez is inside at defensive tackle, number 69. Pete Mitchell, number 93, flanks him. Ryan Tobin's inside. Jesus Smith already made one tackle. He's joined by Juan Mississippi to round out the linebacking core. Brown on the roll finds his receiver down the field. That's McMichaels again on 3rd and 4 for the first down.
McMichaels having a little bit of a knack for getting open right now, and really like the sprint out call there. Move the pocket around, mix things up, get the defense maybe slightly confused around their heels.
Ryan Davidson, Evan Carroll, Adam Jones are the corners. Big O Renfro. And Daniel Wright are the free safeties. Andrew Francis and J.J. Bailey are the strong safeties. As that pass will fall harmlessly to the turf. McMichaels, the intended receiver, once again.
Going to the well one too many times with McMichaels. Unable to make that completion, that connection.
We have a 2nd and 10 situation. Christian Brown, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions a week ago. Had 16 touchdowns, 22 picks during the regular season, but played well enough to help his team win the Pacific Division with a record of 7-5.
Mm-hmm. And not making that connection reminds me that you can't always get what you want.
Throw down the middle. Ooh, better play by the defender that time. That's Davidson, who broke clear on the ball, setting up a 3rd and 10. .556 to go in the opening quarter. The Vancouver Legion have possession of the ball just on the other side of the 50. At about the Florida 45. They need to get to about the 35 if they want to have this drive keep moving.
It's a long putt here at midfield.
Brown back to throw. Labby blitzes on, and J.J. Bailey from the back makes the sack, and that'll set up 4th down.
The Storm defense says, well, you know, we're just going to come after you and force you to try and make a play. We'll take our chances, and they get home. Killing the drive, forcing the punt.
Chance to win for the punt. So an early stalemate here. The early going, Florida 9.5-point favorites at home, over under 42.5. Punt is away, fair catch called for at the sidelines. Ball will be marked at the 21.
I'll remind everybody the Rick Meter is in the house. Playoff edition. The neon has been brightened up and added to for this evening's game. And the staff is intently watching a couple of stalled drives here at this point, Colin.
Indeed it has been. Let's see if anything changes. It'll be a handoff. Boletsky did great work to gain just 4 yards on that play. It looked like he was going to be bottled up like some wine.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to be stuck at the line of scrimmage. And eerily similar to the first play from their first series, he surfs over the defender for an extra yard.
Approaching under 5 minutes to go. No score in this first SFL quarterfinal playoff game. Cochran turns, gives again. Komisak lined up at the tailback. Much better run this time than his first carry on the previous drive to set up a 3rd and 3.
Yeah, a little bit of anxiety building up on both sides of the field here at this point. Colin, Florida favored by 9.5, giving 9.5 points, but playing each other to a draw so far.
Kamazak over 600 yards in the regular season. He'll get the ball. No, that's Boletsky this time, and Boletsky picks up the 1st down with ease. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your play today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Click the Join Community button and begin your career, or just to meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It's never too late to be involved. This is Kason, the backup tailback. He picks up 4 to set up 2nd and 6.
That was a tidy little run. I like that one.
Florida moving the ball well on the ground to start. This is a club that during the regular season was number 5 in rush yards per game with 132. Cochran throws, pass is tipped and caught by Ron Haynes, who breaks a tackle, almost broke a second one, and that deflection comes up immaculate for Florida.
An early highlight from this game. Get another look at it.
His second catch on the day.
Didn't see the deflection. Well, I'm sure we'll see that on the highlight package after this weekend. Good concentration, by the way. Let's compliment that. Right?
Indeed it was. Haynes, 45 grabs, 562 yards, 4 receiving touchdowns, tied for 2nd in the team as Boletsky, who had only 3 rushing touchdowns during the regular season, picks up 9 there to set up a 2nd and 1.
Yeah, let's see if we get another look here. The modified, now we're going to see the QB ball handling skills, but the modified Statue of Liberty as he drops back and throws a pretty hard pump fake and then immediately hands it off to Boletsky. We've seen that play a couple of times this season from different teams. Huge fan right here, huge fan.
Here is the give to the up man, instead of Kamazak, and that cross up works well. Shelton picks up the first down.
You can tell the Florida offensive brain trust is hard at work here, throwing several different things at the Vancouver defense, trying to get them off balance.
Here's another run, this time to Beletsky, who breaks the tackle. He's up over the 30. He's past the 20, and one man brings him down from behind. Now as Will Stern or Beletsky might have ended up in the end zone.
He got almost all the way there anyway. But yeah, good solid run. Another one of those innocent dives into the line, Colin. It looks like Vancouver's got it bottled up, and he breaks free.
They're going to say that run goes down as a 21-yarder. 5 carries, already 48 yards, unofficially for Bullet. Cochran back to throw, slant in the end zone. Vandalay catches it and scores. Touchdown, Florida.
Vandalay Industries into the end zone for our first score of the game, people.
Just a little arrow route.
Yeah,
nobody really came up to challenge him until it was too late.
Yeah, just they kind of let him, waltz down the field in his route, and grabs the ball right at the goal line and takes it to the house.
Vandalay, who led the Florida Storm in receiving yards among the pass catching core with 755, but had only one receiving touchdown during the regular season, scores the first touchdown of the playoffs, 9 plays, 78 yards. As that man waves to the camera, Art Vandalay, he scored the 6 points.
VD.
1:57 now left in the quarter. It took up a lot of time off the clock.
It did, and the Rick Meter was impressed with the variety of plays and looks that Florida threw at Vancouver. Vancouver's going to have to match here in terms of creativity and effectiveness. Execution.
Sudo Nakai returns it up to the 28. Robert Redford, even though he led this Vancouver Legion team in carries and yards during the regular season, didn't score any touchdowns, but hey, he was rewarded for his hard work and persistence with a playoff touchdown last week. And that's a 2-yard pickup for, I believe, Redford. Tackle made by Evan Carroll.
Mr. Redford. Nice. He seems like a natural at that position.
If you know, you know. Ronnie Shanahan says he's barbecuing while watching this game. That sounds fun. Was almost not fun for Vancouver, as Evan Carroll, who's been around forever, tips that away to set up a 3rd and 8.
Yes, barbecuing sounds fun. We had chicken earlier this evening, and just make sure you're observing safe grilling protocols in and around fire.
5 wide for Christian Brown under center. Nobody behind him. He's back to throw. Has a good front wall protecting him. Throws the pass, but it's going to be way short of the sticks. It'll be 4th and 5 as Ryan Davidson rallied to the ball to make the tackle. Catch is made by Zorro Lunar.
Was it just me, Colin, or he had a lot of touch on the ball, shall we say? And I thought that gave the defense not only a chance to break up the play, but maybe make a pick on it.
Fair catch called for at the 26-yard line. And that's where Florida will take over with 59 seconds left.
Shout out to everyone who's joined us in the chat. Great to have you guys along.
Special shout out to Stefan Forge. He gets extra kudos because he picked up what you were putting down.
Yeah, I picked up the natural reference. How about that?
Beletsky lined up wide, catches that pass for about a 5-yard gain to set up 2nd and 5.
And comes right back with a reference of his own. Appreciate that. You broke your bat, mister.
Here to give
Pick
to
one out
Shelton
for me,
again.
Billy.
And he picks up about 2. There's the coach on the sidelines. That's about the attire that you wish you probably would be wearing.
I dig a good Hawaiian shirt game. Absolutely. Was it tucked in though? Did I miss that? That's bad Hawaiian shirt game.
3rd and 4. This will most likely be the last play of the quarter. It's going to be a shovel pass to Boletsky, but he cannot get there. He'll be stopped a yard short of the sticks. Great tackle out there by number 54, G.J. Woods. And that'll end the first quarter. Florida's in front 7-0. You're watching the SFL on YouTube. Don't go anywhere.
All right, Colin. Got 1 quarter in the books. We got 1 score. That's seeming like maybe it might be an anomaly here, unless one of these teams breaks open a little bit of offense.
Agrippa back for his 2nd punt.
Agrippa fresh off his defeat of Mark Anthony and Cleopatra, now fielding punts and playing for the Legion.
Zuda Nakai, the backup tailback on the return. Interesting stats early on, Rick. First downs definitely tilted in favor of Florida.
Yeah. Well, they did actually get all the way down the field to stick one in the end zone. And pointing out the obvious, Vancouver has not.
This is going to be a first down at their own 32. Christian Brown lining up in the I formation. 3 wide receivers. Out in the pattern, they motion the fullback in front. That is Redford gets the ball, and Robert Redford will get stopped at the pickup of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Say hello back to Stephen McMichaels in the chat. Welcome along. You've had some good catches so far.
And some very tight windows. Christian Brown here in the early going, only 4 of 8 for 31 yards. Killian's been targeted a couple of times, hasn't come up with a catch yet. Handoff to Nakai, and he will set up a 3rd and 3 as he's able to make a little something out of it.
You know, I haven't been charting the run pass mix here, but it seems I might be addicted to love, but Vancouver seems addicted to the run game right now, and you know, a little pass now and then might help their effort. Am I wrong? Let's say your stats, guys. And here we go. There's that
Brown on the roll, throws, and it's incomplete. Killian again looking for the football, but once again the Florida defense closes quickly and decisively.
That play may just not have developed quickly enough, as I believe he was open, but the late arriving ball allowed the defender to catch up and break up the play.
To win on for another punt, he's got to be careful. His leg might get tired before too long as Vandalay on the return breaks a couple of tackles, almost broke away, but he's tackled at the 44.
And Vandalay gets himself going and maintains his balance. He's tough to take down. You saw it right there.
What do you think of these Florida helmets, you know, with the really big Storm logo on it? I think it's neat.
I'm a big fan of the big graphic. Sweetly.
We have a 1st and 10. Ball is on their own 44.
It reminds me of a swirly, twirly dervish there, which is what Florida can be all about here. And as we noted, they're favored by 9.5.
Bobby Tarantino in motion. They're going to do a draw play. Nobody was fooled on that one. Josh Farnsey brings him down from his middle linebacker position.
Stefan Forge noting that Art Vandelay does not miss leg day. That is likely true. A stout individual.
Throw over the middle. Nice catch made by Ron Haynes, and he's away. The big guy is across the 35, past the 20, and out of bounds. Oh my, Rick, what a one-handed catch, and I'm going to declare that right now. That's the nice hands catch of the game, brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it. SFL 4K23 as the big guy went to rumbling.
And he gathered that in with one hand. And he's got that signature sort of loping back and forth gait when he's matriculating down the field like that.
He's 6'5", 255, and he used both of those attributes expertly on that play. This is a pick of a Florida Boletsky to set up a 2nd and 6.
Did mention they were matriculating down the field. We've used that one before, Colin, so I don't think we're going to give ourselves any points for vocabulary inventory on that.
Somebody's saying we forgot. Somebody's here. Yes, of course we bought Denver to server stock here with us to Fort Lauderdale. As Ron Haynes proceeds to add that ball, hit him in the face mask, and he can't haul it in.
You got to catch that with your hands.
Not with your head.
With your head or the top of your hat or whatever that went. I don't guess we're not going to get another look at it.
3rd and 6 for the Storm. They go 5 wide. They do have a field goal in their back pocket, so they have to be careful.
Right.
Cochran back to throw. To the end zone! Out of the back of the end zone was Stephen Bush. He was looking for 6, but ultimately the referee says no dice.
Just, it's madness that he was one step beyond the end line.
This is going to be a 32-yard field goal attempt for Ethan Sneed, 9th-year place kicker. As the field goal is good. 6 plays, 41 yards. Didn't take very long, only a minute, 19 seconds off the clock. Thanks to the big return by Vandelay, they had the short field, and then, of course, Ron Haynes with a big reception right down the middle.
That's right. And, this is kind of odd, but it is playoff time. The Rick meter has been impressed with Florida on both sides of the ball. And they're going advantage Florida here in the middle of the second quarter, Colin. That's surprising. An early read, but it is in favor of Florida.
Indeed it is. The return is up to the 24, 7:20 left to go.
Oh, and +1 in the fan rating for Stefan Forge. 2nd point of the evening for him, as he correctly notes that Hank Stram would refer to people matriculating the ball down the field. He previously picked up on the natural reference.
As speaking of the natural, Robert Redford picks up 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5. Coming up here for the Legion. They've had some drives to the ball, Rick, but ultimately they've come up short a lot of the time. Frustratingly so. They'll drive longer than 26 yards. Here's Nakai. Will make it a 3rd and 2, and this has really been a troublesome spot for them, Rick, is these 3rd down situations.
Okay, so that Hawaiian shirt is tucked in. Oh, what's that? Don Ho is on the phone. Don Ho has a message. Untuck your Hawaiian shirt. You're going to get the heave ho.
Only 1 for 4 on 3rd down has Vancouver been. And a big part of why Florida has the 3rd down advantage, and they will still have it after that play. I thought he was going to break on through to the other side, but Daniel Wright had no. You shall go no further, sir.
Yeah. Apparently the doors were not open for him on that one.
And chance to win back for another putt. He's got to be feeling like Bill Murray in Groundhog Day, it seems. Vanderlei off another return, broken 2 tackles, and this time he's collared at his own 47. Well, once again, outstanding field position for Florida.
Yeah, and Vancouver's got to be on their game here on the defensive side of the ball. Is they're already down 2 scores, and they do not want to let Vancouver extend that lead.
Oh, Denver, the service dog, is anxious for how this game is going.
Exactly.
5 wide receivers out in ladder. Man in motion to the bottom is Giffus. Here's the throw by Cochran down the middle. Oh, it was almost intercepted, but Ron Haynes says, I'll take that, thank you very much. First down, Florida.
Yep, things are starting to come up roses here for Florida. Look at that.
Man trying to make the play on the ball was number 24, Ford Legion. Tried to step in front of that one, David Gibson.
Stephon Forge racking up another fan point here. Actually picking up on the Jim Morrison reference you made earlier.
Trips to the top. Here is the give off to Boletsky. Broken tackle. He's up over the 30, but he will advance no further to set up a 2nd and 6 as the clock approaches under 5 minutes to go. Have you ever wanted to be a play-by-play or analyst broadcaster? The SFL is looking for passionate participants or viewers like you to join the team for the next minor league season kicking off next month. Please visit simulationfl.net/broadcasting for more details on how you can get involved and get your voice in the calls. We have a fumble, and it is recovered by the Legion, and they forced a turnover. Oh my goodness, just when things were rolling along swimmingly for the boys in two-tone blue, all of a sudden, the visitors from the Great White North says, no.
Are you done? A very timely turnover forced by Vancouver. Why are you shaking your fist at me, you big windbag?
Says the guy who likes to hear himself.
Hey!
Ball is on the 34.
I resemble that one.
1st and 10. Kendra Wells in motion.
Well, let's see if Vancouver's got a 5-minute scoring offense here.
Oh, and it turned right. Davidson says, I'll take that right back. Thank you very much. And they'll get tackled at the Legion 32.
They have a
back-to-back plays.
They have a 5-second turnover offense. Yes. Oh my goodness. That's you can feel the disappointment flowing out of Vancouver fans with that. Oh.
And Davidson, who was one of 4 players during the regular season with an interception return for a touchdown, and who had 6 interceptions during the year, grabs one here in the postseason to set his team right back up at the 32. Draw play up the middle, tackle mid. Right there, pickup of 1 by Marquise Reed, and breakdown happening on the sideline there with the coach as we have a 2nd and 9. I'm getting whiplash from that sequence of plays that we just saw.
Yeah, a little back and forth, not ebb and flow, like it up and down, side to side.
Boletsky stopped in the backfield for a loss by Barnsey. This is out of a 3rd and 10. This is going to be a huge win for the boys from Canada if they can get a stop here on this 3rd and 10 and set up a field goal situation with Cochran on the roll. Has all day. Throws down the field. Incomplete. He threw a little too tall. And Ethan Sneed will have to come on for field goal attempt number 2.
Maybe I should have yelled too. But as we said, as I pointed out earlier, Vancouver does not want to let Florida extend their lead. They got a turnover, gave the ball right back in the very next play, and now they are paying the price.
This is going to equal his regular season long of 49 yards for Steen, and he just sneaks it inside the right goalpost. So they don't advance in 4 plays, but they still get 3 points out of it.
They do. They do. Just an opportunity. Oh, look at how close this was. I don't know that I appreciated that a moment ago. He sneaks it inside the right upright. Better lucky than good, you know.
And for the Storm, they had 33 takeaways during the regular season. That was number 1 in the league. They were plus 14 in the turnover differential. That's why they only had 1 loss in the year to be undefeated. Canton Classics, Vancouver, minus 7 turnover differential and 19 takeaways.
Wow, that's interesting.
We have a 13-0 game with 3:54 left. Legion take over on their own 20, 1st and 10.
And the Storm is riding the Rick Meter advantage rating right now as well. Colin, what's Boletsky's yardage look like while we watch Vancouver operate on offense or not operate on offense?
That's going to be a loss of 3 by Parada. So far, the yardage for Mr. Boletsky is 10 carries for 56 yards, the long of 21. Also has 2 grabs for 8 yards.
Wow, and then what's the best performer either running or catching for Florida at this point? Is it Michaels?
It's Ron Haynes from Florida. 4 grabs, 75 yards. Christian Brown threw his 2nd straight interception.
Oh, man.
Second one right to Ryan Davidson. It's like he was running around for the receiver.
He's like a ball magnet. And he makes a one-handed sort of retroidish good hands catch of the evening.
It's looking for Kendra Wells, and it looked like he was running around for the young lady.
It needed to be a little bit better throw, shall we say. More accuracy.
And here's the Riverboat Gambler, Ron Cochran, up under the center. He got Ron Haynes lined up in the backfield at fullback. This is a new wrinkle we haven't seen from Florida yet, as this run by Boletsky will net 6 more yards.
6 more yards, just about on his average so far, as you talked about a second ago. And now they're back in field goal range, Colin. If they even just make another field goal, that'll take it to a full 2 touchdown score advantage for Florida.
This is going to be a handoff to Kamazak, and Kamazak, look at him go. He's got all kinds of room. He's knocked out of bounds inside the 5 at the 3. It'll be 1st and goal.
It's like he personally said, sit down, kicker. We're taking this thing to the house, as he gets forced out inside the 5.
Look at the block by Steven Bush down there, and just talking along the sidelines before Farnsey decides to shove him out of bounds.
He finally gets close enough to lay a glove on him.
We have 1st and goal. Make a very interesting point to chat to Stefan Forge. As Kamazak has his best run. That also goes down as a 21-yard run. So 3 carries, 25 yards, 21 of which on that last carry, and he stopped for about a pickup of 1 on the play. Tackle made there by number 94 for the Legion, Rob Morris.
Stefan Forge with a reference, further Jim Morrison reference to Riders on the Storm. Well, I don't think there's nobody on the field for Florida that is an actor out on loan. They are all the real deal, and they're on the goal line here.
Kamazak, will he finish the job? Yes, he will. With the help of a stiff arm, he scores a touchdown. He was the big play catalyst this drive, and now he gets the layoff.
With the Elaine Bennis dance move there. What the heck was that? With the touchdown celebration. I had to avert my eyes for that one.
Just one stiff arm there.
Won't get another look at it. you'd have to catch the Seinfeld show to understand what that was all about. I'll give that one away.
Drew Hamilton. It's going to be 20-0 at the extra point. Is
this extra
clear
point's
and true.
important, Colin, because if they make it, and they do, it's a 3-score game, a 3-possession advantage for your Florida Storm. And this just in from the Rick Meter staff, Colin. This is incredible. We've never had somebody go.
Oh, look at the numbers.
We've never had somebody go probable in the first half. The 2-minute warning. Rick Meter is going probable Florida.
Only 44 total yards for the Legion. And the last 2 drives have ended with interceptions. Boy, if you're the Legion on offense, you got to be feeling like the hole's already deep enough.
Yeah, you got to be pretty discouraged, right? They haven't been able to mount much of a drive. And if there's ever time for a successful 2-minute offense out of Vancouver, it is right now, Colin. Let's see what they can do.
1st and 10 from the 20. Balls in motion.
How much running do they do on this? Let's see. Well, they start it with a run play.
Oh, Redford actually gained 6 yards. Interesting call here.
Oh, Redford actually gained 6 yards. No shade to Robert Redford, but so far he hasn't been doing Robert Redford things.
He's been held in check. I agree to your point.
Right. I think you were making the point with your inflection. I was just trying to grab onto your wagon train there.
Sunarakai makes it a 3rd and 2 as Francis on the tackle. And the Legion still have only 1 3rd-down conversion. That's played a big part in their offense's inability to stay on the field. And line up with 3 tight ends on the field. Gonna be handoff and tackled in the backfield. An interesting decision by the visiting team. They want to preserve some time, so they use their first time out. Clock is stopped with approximately 65 seconds left. And chance to win. He's gonna need an ice pack. As Vandalay fumbles the ball, but it bounces right up into a Florida teammate. That is Jones. Adam Jones, the rookie corner. Able to grab that one in the Legion, who got a fumble recovery off of Florida on offense. Almost get one there on special teams, but alas, it doesn't come up roses for him. First and 10 for the Storm. They will give it off to Beletsky. Beletsky has room. 1st down and more as he's close to the 50.
Beletsky's found some things to crow about running around the right side of the line there, Colin.
And he was wide open. You could have driven a truck through that hole.
Andy Hamilton in the chat, yes. I can imagine it's tough to watch right now. You got a good team. They're going to mount some kind of an effort here soon, I'm sure of it.
Haynes with another reception, and the Storm will use their final timeout. That was a very strange sequence of plays, I must admit. It's almost like they were waving the white flag. They're like, we just want to go into the locker room.
I don't know. Well, they're almost in field goal range again here, though, Colin.
Cochran back to
7-8
throw.
yards.
Swing out to Beletsky. Nice spin move, and he steps out of bounds with 38 seconds left.
Is it due for 1st down and out of bounds?
You love to see it. Nice spin move there off of Hamilton. And then immediately sprinted to the sideline. Oh my goodness. Joshua Durer in the chat cannot name one movie Robert Redford was in.
You know, the Butch Cassidy used to like to go to the silent picture show.
That pass is deflected away, incomplete. Tarantino was in the area along with Geffis. Clock stop at 34 seconds left.
You know, the fateful error that Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid made was taking a photograph of themselves, having a photograph of themselves taken in a town, and the lawmen happened to see it.
As Haynes makes the catch, he's down inside the 5. He's up over the 100-yard mark now.
1st and goal.
Swing pass again. Boletsky gets out of bounds, but he lost a yard.
Well, loses a yard on that one. Does keep the stop the clock, not keep the clock going. Was able to stop the clock. As we're getting a litany of Robert Redford movies. Don't forget about The Way We Were. Right. All the President's Men.
Cool Hand Luke is always a classic.
Yep, I think Juan, Mississippi had that.
19 seconds left. 2nd and goal. Cochran to the end zone. Touchdown. They have 2 on the ground, now 1 in the air as Caleb Gifford scores. It's 26-0. Everything's coming up Florida.
Strikes a pose in the end zone. Spared us from the Elaine Bennis herky jerky dance moves of what's his name. And don't forget about my favorite as a kid, Downhill Racer. Downhill Racer, yes. Well, disappointing first half for sure for Vancouver, says the color commentary guy, stating the obvious. But Colin, what are you seeing? What are some of the issues with Vancouver? Your announcer's eye.
Well, it's their inability to stay on the field on 3rd down that's played a huge role in this game. And of course, it's not helpful when your defense gets a turnover, only to immediately turn it right back over the very next play. An interesting note in the pass along from Ron Haynes, who's also in the stats truck. He's doing double duty. Says 4 possessions in the first, 11 in the 2nd quarter. And it's
yes.
And it's been a first half to forget for Vancouver, but luckily there's still another whole half left. Redford gets the carry, gains 2 yards, and they're just going to try to lick their wounds.
I see Thomas Paternetti in the chat thinking the Rick meter may be being dissembled as we speak. Actually, the Rick meter is still Rick metering, but I think some of the staff has snuck out for a quick 9. Twilight golf here in Florida. Wow. And there's a question there, what's the biggest SFL comeback in playoff history, or even in regular season? I don't know, maybe between the stats folks and home office producers, maybe able to dig something up for us on that.
It's important to note Vancouver gets the ball first coming out of the locker room, so that's partly why they elected to run it there on the previous series of plays. Christian Brown only 4 of 11 in that first half, but he's thrown a couple of completions to the other team. His quarterback rating, 7. It's Cochran, of course, he's been the key. 12 of 18 with 2 touchdowns.
The QBR, wow.
Quarterback rating, absolutely sparkling.
Sparkling. Crisp, sparkling non-alcoholic beverage for your enjoyment. Well, let's see, Colin. I mean, stranger things have happened. Comeback happens one score at a time. As you said, Vancouver will start off the third quarter proceedings on offense. And your analysis of inability to convert third downs and those turnovers. Yeah, that's a big part of it. Normally, you'd be talking about the weakness in the Vancouver defense, but as weak or as less than stellar of a performance as the Vancouver defense, it's just overshadowed by the offense's inability to get anything done.
Sudo Nakai did a nice job here on the return, trying to make things happen on his own, and gave his team relatively good starting field position. Ball's on the 34, and Christian Brown, he hopes to have one of those. Remember Men in Black, they had those memory wiping devices?
Right. You're true, Colin. He's got to forget that first half. They just got to come out and start balling. I'd say, what up, Doe?
Throw down the middle, and it's incomplete. Man was open, and Christian Brown is just has his hands on his hips. He's talking to his lineman. It's just been one of those days so far for
Talking
that
bad
guy.
about his receiver as he makes his way back into the huddle. Well, let's try it again as they go out of a power eye here, Colin.
Spread them out with 3 wide receivers. Quick drop throw over the middle, and that's just been the story of the game.
I just cannot make those connections, Colin, and something's not quite right. You know, as we all know, when a team is feeling it and in rhythm, those simple quick hitters and easy concepts are just money. And Vancouver's having a hard time even getting those across.
We have a 3rd and 10 already, and you go 5 wide empty backfield. Going to be another pass. Throw down the field, tipped and incomplete. They're trying to get Killian the ball in the last 2 plays, but Daniel Wright says no.
That's a tough throw to make, Con. I mean, it's 30 yards down the field, and he's double covered. At a minimum, maybe throw it up and deep, maybe to the inside, and let him try and run under it. But yeah, just rough.
Chance to win. On for another punt. Looks like we're not the only ones posing questions as Vandelay returns it up to the 33. We stop him that time, and that's where the Storm will start. 1st and 10.
Paternity semi-trolling the keepers of the stats book there. Kind of funny. Well, let's see what Vancouver's defense can do about this Florida offense, which is ground out a 27-point lead in the first half. Here we'll watch them on their first possession of the 3rd quarter. 5 wide with a quick throw.
Quick throw, incomplete, looking for Boletsky, who was split out wide. All 3 of those passes were to Brett Killian. He's been targeted 8 times and no catches.
Oh, ouch.
We have a 2nd and 10. After the incompletion to Boletsky, lines up in the backfield. Pitch out to Boletsky, and he gains about 4 yards to set up 3rd and 6.
Tough sledding there, but I think they're already thinking about trying to shorten the game a little bit. Colin does not hit the sideline, which many times you'll see with that toss sweep concept, which is stay more in the middle of the field, run down the numbers.
As we're now approaching under 9 minutes to go, they line up 5 wide. Giffus, the man who had the touchdown reception early in the first half, in motion. Back throws Ron, fires downside, it's intercepted back away.
Nice.
It's their second turnover off of Ron, and boy was it badly needed. The Legion will take over at the Florida 40.
I like to see another look at that, and here we go. Let's see. This almost went right to him. Yeah, the receiver. See, the receivers did a stop and turn. I don't know what you call that, Colin. And I think the QB thought he was going to break to the outside. The only person out there was Lay. Makes the easy catch.
And let's see what the Legion do. They have the ball in Florida territory on the 40, and here's a handoff. They're trying to get things going to the Hall of Famer, only gets 1 yard.
So, yeah, the just can't seem to get a good blocking scheme going on some of these run plays, Colin. Maybe they're trying to wear them down. Maybe they're hoping they'll break one off as we go.
Maybe it's 2nd and 9.
Down by 4 scores here. Well into the third quarter. Seems like passing would be more of the order of the day.
Another run to Bravado. Sets up a 3rd and 5 as he goes out of bounds after the clock stopped.
In the chat, there's a comment about, hey, maybe he should have taken that to the house. He obviously was trying to do that, but maybe the tragedy.
Play action. Sack. Down goes Christian Brown. It's sack time for the first time all game. Sack is made by number 58, Juan Mississippi. Came around the corner without being touched.
The tragedy of that pick play was that because he didn't take it to the house, Colin, then they had to hand the ball to the Vancouver offense, who is now punting just a few yards away from being in field goal range when they got the ball originally.
Punt is away. This will bounce out of bounds. Pretty good.
Yeah, that's a great corner kick, coffin corner kick, I think they used to say. No return, bounces out of bounds inside the 20.
So the turnover ultimately does no harm for Florida. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 18-yard line. High formation, get to Boletsky. Hit immediately in the backfield, loses 2 yards. Josh Farnsey on the tackle.
It's a good stop by Vancouver here.
The SFL Minor League begins play Friday, May 10th, in the first of 12 regular season games culminating in a December championship. All 8 teams are back with some familiar faces. Rookies hitting the field for the first time, and plenty of intrigue as many prep for the pros. It all starts Friday, May 10th on SFL YouTube. Exciting stuff. Stephen Bush hauls it in to set up a 3rd and 3.
Indeed, the SFLM is a lot of fun, and a lot of new people coming into the league and showing their wares and trying their hand at the SFL minor league operation. And here's another pass.
The throw is incomplete, so it's a rare Florida punt. Marcus Agrippa will be coming on the field for the first time in a while. Of course, there's big news with
big news. Tell us. Do tell. You okay over there?
Pittsburgh, Albuquerque, and Nashville, along with ownership groups in Lexington and Chicago buying into existing franchises and relocating them to those said markets. So it's going to be a lot of shaking and move after the minor season is over. Nakai returns it upfield to the 46, and we got an injury down there on the field.
Marcus Steele, number 55, double nickel. One of the key players for the Storm, Colin.
Ball marked at the Legion 46.
We'll keep an eye on that, see if we get a medical report once they're able to assess Mr. Steele.
We have a 1st and 10, 6:28 to go in the third, 27-0 our score. And here's a handoff to Robert Redford, who gains 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Boy, it just looks like when Redford gets the ball, that there's some holes and there's some opportunities. But Florida, that may be the case, but the Florida players are closing them off, and the pursuit is pretty strong. Vancouver's going to have to figure this out.
The handoff again. Muscling forward as Nakai to set up at 3rd and 4.
Grinding out a 3rd and manageable here. All right, Vancouver, let's go. The Storm lines themselves up across the line to gain.
Brown throws, catch made, and running away with the football is Tyler Lockett.
Wow, Lockett gets behind the picket fence on the line to gain. Makes a nice grab with a lot of yak, Colin.
And that's his first grab and the first completion in a while for Brown, as Carroll almost picked that one up, but the receiver who's listed in your program at 6'1", 180 pounds, after spending time at the Mexico City Aztec his first 4 years in the league.
Yeah, he grabbed that ball at the, caught the ball at the 29 and picks up 15 yards of yak to take it down to the 14.
As we're fast approaching under 5 minutes to go in the quarter, Redford stopped for a loss of 1. That was a 34-yard pass, longest by far for Vancouver.
It's sort of improbably lightning in a bottle right there.
There's another run to Bravado. He's falling over people to set up a 3rd and 1.
That's nice, and I feel like that deep completion, Colin, may have loosened things up for Vancouver's offense just a little bit here.
Yeah.
Get ahead of myself, but this is exciting. Third and 1, down by 4 scores, trying to get one back here in the 3rd stanza.
Brown checks into something. He gives off the Redford. He got it anyway.
Oh, they didn't give it to him? Oh,
no, they did. I think somebody's hurt. Oh, it's one Mississippi, the outside linebacker.
Oh,
no.
2nd linebacker down for the Storm. He's walking off under his own power. Maybe we'll see more of one Juan Mississippi. If he comes back, will it be 2 Mississippi? I'll show myself out now.
Split backs, 2 tight ends. Here's the give to Redford. He stopped at about the 2.
Not bad with that. Was that sort of a modified counter concept? What happened, Colin? They were all down blocking and one way, and Redford cuts it back. Thought that one had a chance. Did get some positive yardage on it.
Vancouver trying to break the scoring drought on their end.
My friend Guy Clausen exhorting the Legion to score here, and they
do. Soon on a guy on the ground. Touchdown, Vancouver.
The Clausen magic helps pull him across the plane. Breaking the plane. Well, and that helps, right? You got every point's important, including this PAT for the Legion.
Jets to win. His extra point is up and good. 8 plays, 54 yards, 2 minutes, 39 seconds taken off the clock.
Not bad in all respects, Colin. With 3:49 to go in the 3rd. Score is now Florida 27, Vancouver 7. Pressure switches to the Vancouver defense. Obviously, Florida's offense wants to possess the ball and burn more time.
And the defense has been under siege, but they come up with a stop on the previous possession. Let's see if it carries over.
Andy Hamilton, we're not done yet. Not dead yet.
Vandalay, of course, had the one fumble on the return. Got to be frustrating for the defensive coaches of Florida. Never want to see a clean sheet disappear, especially when you've been playing so well.
Well, this is the playoffs, and both teams are here for a reason. They can score and play defense, and Vancouver starting to maybe do both of those things a little better than they had in the first half.
Achilles Papatonis.
Yes.
No, that was Michael Rury, the defensive tackle, with a tip. As that pass falls to the turf, second down. We're going to get a handoff. Boletsky
Not much.
only gets a yard. Setting up a 3rd and 9.
Was Robert Redford in the longest day? Someone's going to have to get an IDMB or whatever and figure that out. That was one of those all-star cast World War II epics.
You know, for as good as Florida's been this entire game, they're only 2-8 on 3rd down. See what they do here. It's play action roll. Cochran finds Vandalay for the first down.
There's a fancy little dipsy-do there, Bruce, that the Storm throw at Vancouver. And they manufacture a first down on a critical drive for them to help begin to salt this one away.
Huge 3rd down conversion there. Only the 3rd.
What?
Only the 3rd down conversion.
Stop glaring at me.
It's his 1st and 10. Empty backfield again.
Nobody goes with the man in motion, so there may be someone open out of that through receiver side.
Cochran goes back the other way, finds Boletsky for a pickup of 3. The SFL convention is headed to South Shore Harbor Resort in League City, Texas, just south of Houston, July 12th through the 14th. Featuring live games, a golf tournament, tailgate, pool party, and more. For all convention details, visit simulationfl.net/news/convention to reserve your room, see the event schedule, and more. As Kamazak picks up, no, that's Haynes on the carry. Yeah. Ron Haynes picks up a first down. See, he can do it all. He can catch the ball, he can block, and he can carry the ball.
Yeah, he's the Tom Harmon of the Florida Storm there.
Hey, he can't believe it either.
Tom Harmon the 2nd Heisman Trophy winner?
No.
3rd? No. Anyway, here's a run into the mosh pit at the line of scrimmage for nothing.
Oh, and Mark Lopez is now injured. No!
Oh, no.
The injury bug now has struck Vancouver.
Oh. Everybody's taking a hit here. Good news is he's walking himself off the field. He'll rub some dirt on it on the sidelines and get himself back in the game as soon as he can. Well, Vancouver has done it before. They need to force a turnover here before the Storm get into field goal range.
Okay, now we have a man in motion. A little bit of reset, but it still appears to be zone.
That slot man may be open at about the 35.
Upset single back. Cochran fires. Has Haynes open for the first down. So a couple plays after he carries the ball, he hauls in a reception.
But slot man be darned. I'm throwing this thing to Haynes. Yep, comes right out of there. He's open. Called it. You're welcome. What's Haynes' stat line looking like right now? Any idea? Any concept? Who's doing stats anyway? Colin, tell us.
Well, it's the low curl underneath the Boletsky. Hauls it in for a pick up a 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Haynes has 7 grabs for 127 yards along a 38.
Oh my gosh.
And Ron Haynes is doing stats along with Justin Reside. He's doing stats. He's running the ball. He's catching the ball. He's blocking the ball. Is there anything he can't do?
Oh my gosh. I'm sure. Ooh.
Give to Shelton, the backup fullback.
He makes a few yards gain and then runs into a brick wall. Bounces backwards. Takes him down to 3rd and 3, Colin. The clock is still moving. Should they not pick up this first down? They are in field goal range.
Give to Bolets. No, Kamazak, he's in the open. 10-5. Touchdown number 2 for Kamazak on the day. Once he got the ball, Rick, there was nobody to touch him.
He had a lead blocker, used it effectively, gets himself into the secondary, and just runs away from me. Right here. I'm going to hit that pylon. I'll mess around with you in the end zone for fun, but I already scored this, something says. Wow.
1 carry for 7 yards for Ron Haynes. He's telling us that was a 23-yard run by Kamazak, who scores his 2nd touchdown of this ball game. Make it 33-7.
As we go to 34, this just in from the Rick meter. Rick meter is now saying book it, Florida.
10 plays, 74 yards.
Rick meter has never called a game in the 3rd quarter. And unfortunately for Vancouver, it's happening here at an inopportune time in the playoffs. Playoffs, Colin. Kidding?
Playoffs.
Trying to win a game here. Hat tip to Jim Mora.
Ball will be taken over on the 30 by the Legion. And Chris Kamazak, he's had a big day. Nakai's been back there a lot returning.
Doing yeoman work with those duties, Colin.
Former Storm member J.W. Doyle popping in the chat. Yes, it is the quarterfinals. Thanks. Yeah. Andy Hamilton for the reminder. And Christian Brown. Back throw down the middle. Catch made. That's Lockett again. And almost like it be the last play of the quarter. And the bench is fired up about that one. Lockett just was flying down the middle of the field. Right on the tackle. Danderwright, that is.
Yes.
Well, we played 3 quarters. Florida in firm control of 34-7. Puts your 12s, 86s, 68s, and 93s up in the chat as well. 12.
The Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Getting an injury update at the end of the quarter. One Mississippi sprained wrist probable, and poor Mr. Steele suffered a concussion. He's ruled out.
He's ruled out.
Mark Lopez has returned to the field for the Legion.
Oh, we had a slew of injuries in just a few minutes' time. And thanks for the update, Colin, and from the commission, our ear.
We have an handoff. This is Mateo Pravado right down the middle field, picks up a first down. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore the library and find the perfect tracks for your project, visit apmmusic.com. Best run we've seen from Bravado so far this evening, Rick. And the Legion are in business. They go back to the ground game again. Redford picks up 6 yards.
In case you missed the vocabulary word yeoman, it means someone who's done a very good job doing something very hard that contributes to the success of an effort or a team. So yeoman-like work, where that comes from, I believe that's originated in earlier Middle English, part of the castes in Great Britain. But we've got a 3rd and 3.
Tackle made out there. Andy Hamilton in the chat, he says he wants his team to quit running the ball.
They were running. Too much Forrest Gump. Not enough Top Gun.
He wants more bang zoom in the offense. And that is not what they wanted. Tackle made to set up a 4th and 3, and it'll be a field goal opportunity for a chance to win. From 40 yards. And it's up and good, and it's now 34-10.
Well, it narrows the margin slightly to a 24-point advantage for your Florida Storm. But I'm beginning to worry, Colin, that it could be too little too late from Vancouver.
It indeed is a worry.
Florida's been a handful really from about the middle to end of the first quarter. Kind of traded some possessions, punted things back and forth. Florida ended up getting an early score there, but not much was happening. And then, boom! All of a sudden, it was 34-7, 34-0,
27-0,
27-0. Yeah, and Hikes.
Vandalay with an, or no, that's I think that was Giffus, but they showed Vandalay stats. A little bit of confusion there.
Well, maybe we were confused. We shall see. Well, now the Florida Storm will get about their business of working on the clock. Vancouver's defense will get on the business of trying to force a turnover. And there's a run for a first down.
Bullet Beletsky.
A play everybody knew was coming. Yes, Beletsky.
He just popped up through the other side, and if it wasn't for that tackle, he would have been gone. So we get another look here. Yep, that one tackle.
I wonder if Vancouver's D is getting a little mentally fatigued, if not physically fatigued. They should be in pretty good physical shape, but it's tough at this point in the game. You've been grinding and for not much to show.
Here's carry number 18 for Beletsky, and he almost falls forward for a first down. They'll give him 9 on that carry.
Almost 2 first downs in a row for Monsignor Beletsky.
Broke the tackle of Farnsey, and then carried another defender for a ride. 2nd and 1 out of the I. Kamasak now dotting the I. Shelton in front of him.
Oh, this looks the goal line right here, doesn't it?
Cochran checks out of it, goes to a different play. Here we give.
It is goal line. All they want to do is pick up the first down, Colin. Nothing fancy. Because possessing the ball, regardless of scoring or not, is the winning formula right now for your Florida Storm. Wow, look at that.
And you see the numbers.
Yikes.
They pretty much tell the story.
Friends and family of Vancouver Legion may want to avert their eyes.
First downs, yards per play, passing, running, you name it. Florida's played a big part in why they're winning.
Yep. They're playing a fairly complete game here. They had 1 turnover, did they? or 2. I can't recall. Here, you look at the stat sheet for him.
Here's the give off to Kaysen. And Kaysen will set up a 3rd and 3.
As those caissons go rolling along.
And Cochran. There was the one fumble
Yep.
that was recovered.
And there was a pick.
And there was a pick.
Because Lay threw it right to Lay.
Yeah, threw it right to Zach Lay, who had the interception.
So 2 turnovers, still not enough to slow down the Florida Storm.
Speaking of slowing down, Chris Tomasak isn't still slowing down as the clock ticks under 6 minutes to go. He just ran over some poor defensive back.
He's feeling his oats right there, yeah.
Oh, that's the returning Mark Lopez.
Oh, no. Mark Lopez, don't hurt yourself again.
You see the 8 carries, 2 touchdowns for Tomasak today on the ground. As they get an empty backfield.
Hat tip to Lopez, I suppose, for allowing himself to be run over, slowing him down enough for the pursuit to get there.
Throw is complete. That is Boletsky. It'll be a 1st down, just past the 20, short of 15.
Boletsky exhorting the crowd to raise the roof. I haven't seen that one in a while.
That's his 7th grab for 38 yards, long of 15. Tomorrow, the quarterfinals continue at 6:30 Eastern when the Fort Worth Toros get a matchup with the DC Dragons, hoping to sweep the 4th seed for a first-round upset. And at 9 p.m. Eastern, the 5-time champion Baltimore Vultures head to Ohio to take on the new SFL's top dog, the Canton Classics. It's all right here on SFL YouTube, and the fumble is recovered by the Legion at the 14-yard line.
Whoa! And they kill that drive.
And Kaysen was carrying the ball, and Lopez gets his revenge on a Florida ball carrier.
I see you carrying the ball like a loaf of bread. I will now have a slice. Wow.
5:13 to go in this ball game. Weak eye formation. Christian Brown back to throw. Down the middle, got a man. It is got a lady rather. It's Kendra Wells.
Nice grab, Kendra Wells. And for the first time, maybe the Legion receiving corps finds a nice little gap. Easy pitch and catch.
7 of 17, 116. 2 interceptions for Christian Brown. This is going to be complete. That's his 8th completion. Pickup of 9. That was Lockett.
Nice to see them going. Hurry up. Obvious call, but a lot of times you don't see that happening at this point in the game.
Mateo Privados with a stiff arm, and then he steps out of bounds with 4:34 to go.
First down, stopping the clock. It's a Vancouver twofer. It's the daily double.
Brett Killian, still the 8 targets and no grabs.
Really?
He's been covered like a blanket all game long. Still shocking to me.
Well, in the playoffs, you need your stars to be stars, and then you've got to have an unsung hero step up. And that might be part of the missing pieces for Vancouver tonight.
That was a 19-yard grab for Kendra Wells, and it's incomplete. Killian, his 9th target, and once again, Ricky's unable to come up with anything.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Vancouver gets out to just about midfield, Colin. More intermediate to longer throws here.
Lineup empty. Brown down the middle. Catch made.
Good concept there. I like that. Throwing for the first down.
Here goes to Stephen McMichael. First time we called his name. Roll out. Roll out. Oh, tipped in the air. Incomplete.
Oh, was it tipped or was McMichael just not ready for it? Not sure. I guess we're not going to get another look at it.
Clock stopped at 4:16. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Rick Meter golfing contingent has returned and reaffirming their book at Florida as they go book another tee time.
Here is the throw. Brown tipped in the
Mm.
air, almost caught on the ricochet. J.J. Bailey, though, for the Storm, number 42, had other ideas. Third and 10, Brown. Empty backfield. He's got 4 eligible receivers plus a tight end to make 5 wide. Throws. Has a man. It's incomplete. Looking for Killian again. And that's been one of the guys who's been holding the Saskatchewan Moose in check. That is Evan Carroll.
Yeah, then that seemed like it was a catchable ball. And something's not right with him tonight, Colin.
4th and 10. Clock stopped at 4:09. Brown throws. It's intercepted by Ryan Davidson for a 3rd turnover, and he's on his way down the field. He's got blockers. Only one player to beat, and that's Kendra Wells, who tackles him at the Legion 27.
Kendra Wells with his touchdown saving tackle.
That's his 3rd pick of the day, and this one by far his longest return. Oh my goodness. Once he shedded a couple of the guys trying to get him, he was pretty much on his way.
Well, Vancouver stymied that drive in the red zone for Florida, Colin, and Florida returns the favor and kills the Vancouver scoring threat.
Indeed they do. It'll be that was a return of 48 yards. Shelton on the handoff on the dive up the middle, picks up 6. Ron Haynes telling me that's 48 yards. One of his teammates went the other way.
Wow.
As it's 2nd and 4.
At what point you start using your timeouts here if you're Vancouver? You're just going to wait till the 2-minute warning at this point. See what kind of strategy they have there.
It'll be interesting. Five carries for Shelton. Of course, he had the 1 fumble. Turn, give to Kamazak. He breaks a tackle and gets a 1st down just past the 15. Lindsey Therian had to bring him down.
Looks like they had him behind the line of scrimmage, but again, one of those just continuous efforts. Produces a breakthrough. So what's the QBR rating gonna showing right now for Cochran?
111.6.
111. So crazy good.
Shelton again on the handoff, only gets 1, but the clock continues to move down. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, this will probably take us down to the 2-minute warning, because they don't have to snap it. We'll kind of review things here. We had a couple of vocabulary words, only 2, kind of light. Stymied and yeoman. Right, Colin? We did use matriculate, but that's one of our standards now, so people should understand that one. And explain what yeoman meant, and a little bit about where it came from, as we're 2nd and 9 here. And there we go.
It's 2-minute warning. So the 9.5, it's going to be well and truly covered, I think.
It's going to hold up. I think so. I believe so, Colin.
Semi-final next week, and Florida will host either Minnesota or Houston.
Winner Minnesota, Houston, no reseeding. Straight up tourney play from here on out.
Next Saturday, 6:30. Kamazak gets the ball and timeout taken.
Let's take a look at some of our cultural references, some of which some people indicated they actually understood. You had mentioned missing their connection. Talked about Rolling Stones reference, the obliquely reference, you can't always get what you want. We had The Natural, great audience participation on that with Robert Redford and his movie filmography. If that's the right word. Ooh, that could be a vocabulary word. Another timeout here. We talked about Marcus Agrippa coming off, fresh off his victory over Mark Antony and Cleopatra. Of course, Mark Antony making an alliance with the Egyptian ruler, threatening Rome's hegemony over the Mediterranean, right? So we'll learn about that.
That was a third down play, so this is a field goal attempt by Ethan Sneed. He draws it back in.
Oh, man.
And it's now 37-10 with 1:48 left. Legion still hold on to one timeout.
You had referenced One Step Beyond. I'd referenced One Step Beyond. Of course, that was a hit for Madness, a great ska group out of England in the 80s. Some references to the Doors. Break on through to the other side, Colin, I believe you said. And another Monty Python reference, Not Dead Yet, referencing Andy Hamilton's chat. And fan of the game, Stefan Forge, 3 points. Nice going.
Ball returned up to the 30 by Lunar. 1:43 left.
Yeah, I agree with the comments about that kick. He's been dating the right upright several times tonight.
Indeed he has. Legion take over on their own 30. With 1:43 left, they still have a timeout in their back pocket. Brown underneath to Wells. She'll back up about 9, and the timeout is used.
Must have had an elbow or a knee down before they rolled over the defender, which I think they rolled over on the ups beyond the line of gain, but marked her down a yard short.
3 wide. Looks like it'll be 2nd and inches. And Killian has been utterly and totally quiet today.
Utterly and totally quiet.
And the catch is made by Lockett. 1:30 clock is running. Brown back to throw.
Hats off to Florida for still rushing 4. I hate the rushing 3 and being in the prevent defense that always allows your opponent to move down the field. And they brought a linebacker on a delayed blitz, did Florida there on that last play. Hat tip to the still aggressive Storm D.
2nd and 10 clock stopped at 1:22 as that last pass by Brown was just a bit outside. Roll out by Brown. Fires down the field.
Nice.
Catch made.
Can't get out of bounds, but picks up good yardage, Colin.
McMichaels again. He's been a key target. Certainly was in the early going of this ball game. Brown down the middle, tipped in the air, and complete clock stop. 1:06 left.
Yeah, they've been forced to pretty much abandon Killian as they throw to Wells or
Lockett.
Lockett or McMichaels. And just not the day. Killian.
Here is the throw down the field. Oh, fumble!
Oh!
And it's recovered by Florida, Daniel Wright. And look who it is. It's Ryan Davidson.
Oh, my goodness. I'm not even sure that was a catch, but the ball didn't hit the turf and ends up in the possession of the Storm, Colin. And Vancouver is out of timeouts. Florida will kneel this one out. Congratulations to the Florida Storm. on their looming victory here in the quarters, Colin.
And kneel down begins, and for the first time in a couple of games played between these two teams, the home team won again.
And the home team won the game, yeah. And over the last few seasons, Vancouver's had Florida's number in Florida. Not tonight, though. Vancouver will go down to defeat. Be the end of their season. Congratulations on a strong season, making the playoffs. Andy Hamilton and the rest of the Vancouver Legion ownership and brain trust.
Indeed. This will most likely be the final kneel down.
It will. That's going to be it, Colin. Any catch up on any information? What kind of stats stick out to you? Lay it on me, Professor.
Christian Brown finishes with 191, but only on 14 completions. And he had those 3 interceptions. And that's the game. Coaches meet at midfield for the handshake. 37th down our final score. And the Storm are moving on. The defending champions continue to march.
For those of you into the wagering, Storm cover, the spread, and the under hits.
A look at the stats.
No, the over hit was 45, wasn't it? My mistake. So there we go. Anyway, check out these stats.
Average starting field position.
Oh,
Look at that.
yeah, 24 minutes to 15 minute TOP.
But 20 points off of 4 turnovers.
Yep.
That was ultimately the difference.
A big part of that winning 27-point margin, Colin.
Boletsky almost 100 yards on the ground. Kamazak, rushing touchdowns. Haynes 7 grabs. Boletsky also had 7 grabs. Marquis Reed 13 tackles.
Haynes might be my player of the game.
Oh yeah, and he even got a carry too. 3 picks for Ryan Davidson. He's also a good candidate for player of the game. And he also forced a fumble.
Yeah, especially since Florida got 20 points off of turnovers. So, Mr. Turnover Machine there would be a good choice for player of the game as well.
Chris Kamazak did outstanding. 73 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns for him today. Colin Northrop, Rick Northrop, thanks to Ron Haynes and Justin Reside, Cameron Irvine, our producer. Thank you all, and we'll see you next regular season.